Moments like these are what stay with us forever. A sip of serenity, refreshing and pure, the gentle rustle of leaves. A push beyond limits, strength in motion, every step, every heartbeat, every challenge met with unstoppable power inside. The fuel to go further, to push harder, to be more. The grind, the focus. And at the end of the day, we come together. A table full of flavors, a room filled with laughter, a night of stories and memories. Different tastes, different moments, but one feeling. Because the best things in life aren't just tasted, they're shared. Taste Sultan drinks now. You know what you drink. The power. To shatter the strongest. Conquer the indestructible with Ronex collection of angle grinders.
Chic Leisure Limited, making life easier. Our renowned great tasting vermicelli comes pre-cut in regular and parch, packaged to make preparation simple. Attention all doubles vendors and roti makers, try our high quality pre-sifted bromate free all-purpose and whole wheat flour, low price and conveniently packaged. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Leisure Limited, Warrenville, Conopia. Chic Leisure Limited, quality you can trust.
Never too early, never too late to recharge and hydrate. Get your daily dose the right way. Grab our Oasis, now why wait? Never too early, never too late to recharge and hydrate. Get your daily dose the right way. Grab our Oasis, now why wait? The greatest, the safest, Oasis for sure. Oasis, it's purer than pure.
Hello, good night. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Breaking Barriers. I am one of your hosts, Richard Jagasa. Joining me today is Uncle Nazim once again. Assalamu alaikum, good evening, sitaram namaste to everybody. Oh God, tonight we have a packed show, but before we begin, Uncle Nazim, how are you feeling? You have something to say?
Yep, assalamu alaikum and good night, everyone. Firstly, let me introduce the packages. As you all could remember, we are celebrating our 20th year. So we have some specials on advertisements. So from the beginning of this month, and we had a lot of people that came in, we have packages that range from $1,600 per month. This is for a still page ad displaying name of company, address and telephone contact. That's at $1,600. For a running ad, we have that at $2,000. And to sponsor a program, you can do so at $3,000 a month. Now, these prices are, as they say, piper price. And so, call in at 663-4762, 475-2230, 795-5900, because I don't think we have much spaces left. So you can call these numbers and book your spot, because as I say, this is our 20th anniversary. So these prices would not go only if the boss man decide to carry it a little bit into November. So tonight we have a lot of things to talk about. The budget is in the air, the Parliament Bacchanal. We have a little
birthday wishes.
A birthday something, you know what I mean? And tonight we don't have anybody in the studio because we're doing our parking at the Nagar, facilitating those regulars who come and park at Baraka Ground for safety. You know, we have our security. If you park your vehicle there, you have no problems, and it's only $20. So maybe tomorrow I'll be there. I was supposed to be there today, but I'll be there tomorrow as usual. So hope to see you at the site. So we'll start. Which one you want to start with, Richard?
Well, if we have the birthday wishes,
get out at you one time.
Yeah, up and over. I mean, I know the gentlemen at Baraka Grounds dealing with the parking tonight.
That is Moody and Patos and them, but
yeah.
But the gray hair one will probably tune in. Now, folks, this is the 71st birthday of my brother Rashid, Frico, Pecos, whatever you want to call him. He had a little session, and, you know, he invited the brothers and my only sister who is down here. And we had a little, you know, we went up and cheer him up a little bit because he recently lost his wife due to cancer. And then with the situation with Inshan, you know, we did go through a lot in the last 2 years. So, you know, we need to unwind a little bit. So we took the opportunity, seeing that it was his birthday, just to bring some chairs to him. So we will just show you a little snippet of what we had on Saturday. Guys, we could volume.
Happy birthday to you. Thank you, Happy birthday to Rashid. Happy birthday to you. Para del AI, para Happy birthday to Happy birthday to you.
Right, so as I see, we just had a little fun that day, you know.
Smiles and some celebrations.
Yeah, and don't forget, I only didn't see Mr. Jagesa in the video. Mr. Jagesa was there.
Them had me cleaning shatine and peas and sampling the what is it called? Oh God, where does picture come out from?
Right, the same day, watch it, man. Relaxing, watch it. And we have mood in the background too. So you see it? All right.
Oh Lord, Father.
So that is how it went. All right, before we go any, yes, this was before the budget, right? Guys, we have a video of the previous PNM speaker. You want to play that so we can go into what happened with the new speaker?
Conversation with you. I am ruling here now. Okay? We all have to know when we've crossed the line. Fun is fun, banter is banter. But when I speak, I speak.
Chair, I apologize.
I have not asked you to speak. Please continue, Minister.
By yourself.
Member for
that
Caroni
after the-
Central. Member for Caroni Central.
After
Please,
you-
member for Caroni Central. Please take your seat.
Why are we muting the leader of the opposition microphone?
Member for Superior. Member for Superior. Would you kindly propose your motion in the text of your motion?
Well, if you put my mic on, I will continue so to do.
The motion states.
Madam Speaker, muting. Why are you muting the leader?
Is it an attempt to silence the opposition?
Is the leader of opposition being muted?
Madam Speaker, is democracy dead in this parliament? Madam Speaker, could we have some decency in terms of how this process is being conducted?
Now, you watch that speaker. Now, a lot of people say Mr. Jagdev Singh is biased. But I find Mr.
Not a lot of
Jagdev...
people saying that, just some PNM...
sycophants.
Correct, yeah. A small number of sycophants with a lot of fake Facebook accounts. Sorry,
Right. Now, I find he too lenient. I find he giving them a lot of leeway. And Mr. Jagdev, here what you have to do, you have to take out the big whip now. Because it have the member for Port of Spain Southeast, that is Silots.
I'm not calling names.
Known for the constituency, Silots.
Yeah.
Right, the new lawyer. The new lawyer who have no...
Lavantil West side.
No, I think he... Lavantil West?
Something so, yeah.
You know what I mean? Who a young lawyer, young budding lawyer, but to me he learning nothing. He come in parliament and like he not learning anything. He just like you could take, you see something, you could take the gutter out of people, but you know, you have to be careful with how some of them just behave.
Yeah.
You really have to be careful how they behave, and especially this Mr. Marcel. He has to have a little decorum.
Yeah. Speaking in parliament definitely is a skill. It definitely is a skill.
It can be a rebel rouser, because his first speech I can remember during the emancipation, it had some fallout there. And this one again. But Mr. Jagdev Singh did an excellent job when he stand and he spoke, at length he spoke, and he let them know what he expect of them. And on both sides, on both sides, not everybody, but oh God, for heaven's sake, all you just behave worse than little children in kindergarten. At least if a teacher in kindergarten tell the 4-year-olds to be quiet, they will be quiet. We have big hardback men, women, they get to know like they're in a fish market. So Mr. Singh, use the big whip. No matter on which side, use the big whip and roast them over the coals. Because it's so, you know, sometimes you go and watch the Parliament channel, and when you see these things going on, you say, look, better go and watch Sesame Street, what Ernie and Boot, you know. You get better entertainment than these set of idiots they have, how they getting on. Right, so let me see Friday. You see Friday, I'm waiting for Friday. For budget debate, I want to see how they will get on then. So you wanted to deal with the budget right away?
This is the video you mentioned?
Which one? Yes, that when the opposition walk out. It wasn't a video really, but I didn't get the video.
Oh, all right. Well, yeah, I'll send it in the meantime. But before we go on to the budget, I also want to add some 2 cents to this topic. You see, in this country, we have a unique parliamentary composition. We have the lower house, the upper house. We have Speaker of the lower house, President of the Senate. The lower house, the presiding officer is the Speaker of the House. In this parliament, it is, and as long as we can tell, it is going to be Attorney at Law, Mr. Jagdev Singh. Anybody who knows him in the profession knows him as a very highly intellectual individual, knows his laws, his rules, his applications, and so on. He's a widely read person. And he has carried that with him into the parliament as the Speaker of the House. What we have, and plain talk bad manners, is a situation where the PNM does not know how to deal with a Speaker of the House who knows the rules, who knows how to apply the rules and justify the application of the standing orders. That is what we have. We have a situation where a gentleman sits in the position as Speaker of the House who understands rules of statutory interpretation and is applying it appropriately, who understands jurisprudence and is applying it appropriately, and who is widely read. I saw one of the posts on Facebook saying, like, this man eats a thesaurus when he was small. Well, you could probably talk to that when he was younger because he knows a lot of big words.
Yes.
And that is what we have, We have the PNM sycophants, unable to deal with a highly intelligent person holding up the rule of law. And let's remember that these rules were not written by Mr. Singh or anybody on the government side. The rules were written for decades and decades and decades, starting with Sir Ellis Clark all the way down to now. Even now, the rules can be changed at any given time. All right? So, and I'll get into it in one of these sessions, maybe when I have time to go into some of the key points in standing orders, such as common objections and so on, relevance and repetition and reading. I'll get into those things maybe one of these days. But a common point of objection seems to be circulating around the opposition trying to ask questions of the Prime Minister and allegedly going on social media and saying that they are not allowed to. The Speaker of the House, and this is the only point I wish to make on this, and I will move on to the budget. The Speaker of the House has said, listen, you all can amend the rules, The rules as it is now says I'm not entitled to do certain things and I am entitled to allow certain questions. If you're not satisfied with that, you have the Freedom of Information Act, you have written questions, you have written supplemental questions. But failing all of that, if you all want a change here in how I exercise my power, there's the Standing Orders Committee. Go to the Standing Orders Committee, amend the rules, and that's the point I was making earlier, you could amend the rules even now. Amend the rules now, and then I will have the authority to do what you're suggesting. But the rules are the rules, and at the end of the day, he is the Speaker of the House who's observing the rules as written. And his application is rooted in fundamental principles of law. And I will get into further objections and so on so that people could watch Parliament and appreciate it, and understand when this one jump up and say this, whether it really have any merit or, in imputing improper motive, whether it really doing that, as the case may be.
But let me ask you this. Like, for instance, what happened in the last session there, right? Mm-hmm. Where Mr. Marcel was speaking. And Mr. Padarat, he stand up on a point of order.
Right.
When he stand up in a point of order, Mr. Karim is supposed to sit.
That is the rule, yes.
Right.
That is the rule.
And I think that is where it started. Mm-hmm. Because that is when Mr. Padarat asked him to sit down. But that is not Mr. Padarat's job. Right? He should leave it up to the Speaker. Let the Speaker rule and ask Mr. Karim to sit. And then view the standing order. Tell me if I'm right or wrong.
Well, the short answer is if I am making an objection, I am entitled to fully rise on my objection. I have to fully exhaust my point and have my objection dealt with by the Speaker. If there is another member of the House, no matter who, is preventing me from making my objection, I am entitled to address that. I am entitled to address, even if it was not the existing Speaker to whom I am objecting, even if it's anybody else, I'm entitled to say, I am making an objection, recognize me. I'm drawing your attention to me making this objection. You sit down, let me make my objection.
So nothing was wrong?
I think it is fine. I think it is all well and good and allowed.
All right, I'll take that as a legal aspect, seeing that you're more highly qualified than me.
You know about
Now,
that.
guys, let's welcome. We didn't recognize Style Expression. Let's go back to Style Expression and recognize Style Expression, and then we'll come across the niches. I don't want to miss out any of our ads.
And do you want to, after you finish, you want to take the first break? Because it's 8:60, we usually take it at 8:50.
You know, time does fly.
We could do it, yeah.
Yeah, guys, we're going with, right, and before our first session, segment, came with the compliments of Tile Expression, the #1 leader in tiles, located at Ajoda Road, Warren, off Monroe Road, where you can get your ceramic wall and floor tiles, porcelain tiles, quartz and granite countertops, tile accessories, glass mosaic, SPC flooring. So the season is coming where you get thousands of tiles. So you can head down to Ajoda Road, Tile Expression. You can contact them at 693-0015 or 223 tile for anything tile. Check Tile Expression. And we also welcome Neil Shares Auto Parts for all your European vehicles, be it Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Land Rover, Volvo, Porsche, Volkswagen, and Audi. If they don't have it, they'll get it shipped down for you. So you can call Neil Shares at 222-4078, 646-4036, 680-0734, located at 56 Eastern Main Road, Arouca. All right, what you wanted to address now, Richard?
My next issue is sort of debriefing and breaking down the budget. I'll take some time with that. So that's why I was suggesting if you wanted to go to the break and then come back.
All right, we could do that.
Yeah, so let me just introduce it in the meantime. Guys, I thank you so much for always tuning in on the show. I take a lot of pride and joy in preparing, especially in these matters of national interest and national concern, public interest and so on. And I asked on my social media, on my Facebook, well, what should be some topics, some points that we consider for today? And the #1 comment was we can't wait to hear you break down the budget. So whereas my original intention was to comment on the budget, what I've done instead is I've broken down the budget in the very simple terms, plain, easy to understand, digestible portions. And I hope that what I've done serves the purpose that was requested. So guys, when we come back from the break, let's get straight into it. It wouldn't be too long, it wouldn't be too exhaustive, and maybe it will put us in a better position as a nation to be prepared for Friday, right?
Correct.
Right.
At Extra Foods, we care for you. That's why we always have the widest variety, the best prices, spacious aisles of total convenience, plus clean, safe surroundings. Let us care for you. Extra Foods, always extra for less.
Chic Leisure Limited, making life easier. Our renowned great tasting vermicelli comes pre-cut in regular and parch, packaged to make preparation simple. Attention all doubles vendors and roti makers, try our high quality pre-sifted bromate free all-purpose and whole wheat flour, low price and conveniently packaged. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Leisure Limited, Warrenville, Conopia. Chic Leisure Limited, quality you can trust.
For the everyday lowest prices on all grocery items, trust Low Cost Supermarket for the widest variety of quality products at low prices. Freshly picked fruits and vegetables, healthy products for your well-being, high quality meat cuts, and a warm and friendly service. Low Cost Supermarket, Sun and Main Road, Cunupia.
Never too early, never too late to recharge and hydrate. Get your daily dose the right way. Grab our Oasis, now why wait? Never too early, never too late to recharge and hydrate. Get your daily dose the right way. Grab our Oasis, now why wait? The greatest, the safest, Oasis for sure. Oasis, it's purer than pure.
You're welcome back. So, Mr. Jagesa, I have a lot to discuss. So, you know how time flies when you're having a little fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, he wanted to explain some of the snippets from the budget, the ones that people requested. So, without holding your back, Mr. Jagesa, you could proceed.
All right. All right. I thought it was going to be video.
It was not a video, it was a still.
All right. Okay. So, we'll do the budget while we put our house in order. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I said earlier, thank you so much for this opportunity. Firstly, there are some critical issues I singled out that needed to be reiterated. Issues that I think a lot of people forget and feel as though it's a simple snap of your finger and employment issues resolved, roads are paved, so on and so forth. The minister had it in his budget speech as social and human neglect and cultural and corruption, a culture of corruption and waste. These 2 points I singled out. There are a number of negatives we inherited, but these 2 I wanted to go through in detail. Under the heading social and human neglect, the subheading mass unemployment, we forget that under the last administration, 70,600 people lost their jobs. And that was referred to as a human crisis. I somewhat agree. That number is larger than the entire population of Tobago East and Tobago West combined. I think that analysis comparative was made. So they pushed, the last administration pushed over 70,000 people on the breadline and come now to pretend as though they represent workers and so on. That's an important point, a critical point Facebook users seem to forget. Another one is the negative effects on the sick and the elderly. They were abandoned. The last administration mothballed the Couva Children's Hospital out of spite. Let's make that clear. Not because of financial issues, not because of issues with the contractor, not because of query, simply out of spite. They cut critical CDAP medications for the elderly and chronically ill. They left over 6,400. They left over 6,400 senior citizens waiting for their pension. I've heard stories of people being bullied by pension officers, bullied when the field officer comes to visit and say, why you want a pension? Look, you're living in this big house. You have this son working in this big job or this daughter-in-law working in this big job. Let them mind you, you know? And stalling applications. I know of certain people who had cause to file judicial review claims because the application was unfairly, unreasonably denied or even delayed. All right? So, betrayal of workers is the next subheading. The reckless shutdown of Petrochin jeopardized our fuel security and drained our foreign exchange. And of course, now there is a subcommittee looking into how to reopen Petrochin because it has to happen in phases. That's a critical point. Not if to reopen, but how to. One like me and Uncle Nazim, we go there with the bolt cutter and we open the gate.
One time.
All right, look, we have to add up.
All right. Okay, let's welcome Fruitopia for this segment here. Fruitopia drinks, you can get them at SM Jalil. Here we have them in fruit punch, orange, guava pineapple, citrus punch, passion fruit, Portugal, and sorrel. For all your Fruitopia drinks, check out any one of the supermarkets. They are almost at all supermarkets. And I mean, when it's really cool, there's nothing better than a Fruitopia. Okay, Richard, let's go.
Yeah, let's go again. So, under the heading, corruption and waste, there are 2 points I wish to point out that was raised in the budget. The assessment of over the last 6 months of certain public authorities has revealed that in the last 9 years, there's an estimated 45 billion lost to PNM-sponsored theft. It's in the budget, I'm quoting. We found instances of 5 billion in contracts illegally awarded by ministers in a single year. And of course, why I pointed that out, that ties into the point we made about Foster Cummins and certain companies receiving contracts and so on, all right? So this may or may not tie into that. Final subpoint, criminal negligence. We found contracts with overruns for over 250 million. CAL, for example, whose management spent over 60 million on audits, failed to submit a single audited financial statement in 9 years. If me and you have a company and we sell in you have a little parlor, a little grocery, and we fail for 1 year, you know they reach in?
One time.
2 years, oh God, well, we shut down. We had to pay all kind of penalty, sanction, and so on. 9 years, CAL. And yet financing was repeatedly approved by IMBERT. This is nothing short of criminal negligence. So those 2 points I wanted to raise. Now let's get into the budget. The pros and the do's. So firstly, we all know price of fuel has been reduced. Super gasoline has been reduced by $1 per liter. This is intended to provide savings for motorists to relieve them to assist them and offer relief in the high cost of living. Of course, we see, well, why premium and going down, gasoline and so on. First of all, relax. Secondly, it must start in phases. The same way they took out the subsidy and the price of fuel increased in phases, same way it will go back down. But it will go back down under UNC administration and went up under PNM administration.
Before you go to your next point, Richard. Now, the reduction of the super. Now, you hear the excuse for taxi drivers now. They say they don't use super.
Oh, what is use?
They use unleaded. Because they don't want, as super reduced by $1, they don't want to reduce their fares.
Right.
So they're using premium now. So that is our next excuse.
Right, no problem. Well, they have to be very careful. Because they may not know this, but some states, some countries, central government of some countries actually put a price cap on certain spending. For example, a taxi driver's fares can be capped. All right, so they have to be very careful before that comes in. In fact, a lot of people don't know this, but we actually have a cap a range for food items. We have a cap for a range for dry goods, tomatoes, and so on and so forth, vegetables and so on. So they have to be very careful. It may very well happen to them. I read something along those lines, and I saw the response, and I recommend that range come into play. But let's move on. Property tax halted. The government has halted property tax, which caused anxiety for thousands, including elderly, retired, and low-income citizens. Of course, we all know people calling on the show, talking about what property tax deadline is this date, and what do I do, and so on. 3, reduce cost of construction. Duties on certain core construction materials, such as clay, crushed limestone, sand and gravel, and so on, will be removed to reduce the cost of building material to stimulate the construction sector. Now, that's very important because we had a lull in our construction sector for a while. A lot of people, it was very slow. It was very slow in building private homes, building commercial buildings, and so on. But now this is meant as a small measure, one of multiple measures to increase construction. You know, we have a lot of construction people tuning in on the show.
Of course.
All right, Uncle Harry, you watching? Good. And that is other fella who does be on pretending to be lawyer and thing, but we could deal with you next day. All right, let's move on. So, institutional strengthening and revenue protection, tax compliance and reform. As we said earlier, we've taken out the property tax, so we've repealed the TTRA, Trinidad and Tobago Revenue Authority, and there's going to be an increase in resources offered to the Inland Revenue Division and so on. For example, staffing will be, the lack of staffing, the shortage of staffing will now be rectified. They plan on hiring 58 field auditors, 50 tax officers, 33 revenue officers, and 64 tax auditors, among others. And this is the right way of doing things. This is using the existing revenue authority and properly outfitting them with employees so that we can generate revenue the legal way, the lawful way, as opposed to scrapping it entirely and opening this property tax sort of backdoor way of getting funds. The National Insurance Scheme is going to be reformed. I know you had some questions on that. My understanding is the government is taking steps to reform the NIS to secure its financial future. The retirement age for full NIS pension will gradually be raised from 60 to 65 by 2036. The reform is projected to extend the life of the NIS funds and secure pensioners and today's workers and tomorrow's retirees. Of course, I think we get some calls on that, and I'll elaborate on that a little more later. In terms of healthcare, the Couva Children's Hospital, also known as the Couva Medical and Multi-Training Facility, will be opened finally and focus on children health care. The CDAP program is being restructured to include new medicines, and CDAP Plus is being launched to specialize drugs at affordable prices. And one of my favorites, the Children Life Fund Act, was amended to increase access to children battling life-limiting illnesses, including cancer and other blood disorders. The gentleman we had on the show 2 shows ago, when I was at another engagement with his child, I wanted to talk to you yesterday about it, but I think we need to assist him in accessing the Children's Life Fund.
Well, he did call me recently, and I asked him if he got any information from where they wanted to take the child. I St. Jude's.
Right.
So he said they're working on it. So maybe when he called me, you want me to give
We'll have a chat, yeah, definitely. Okay. We will assist him as much as we can. Over 6,400 senior citizens whose pension applications were previously abandoned will now receive immediate relief, and I know Minister Vandana Mohit, MP, and Minister Vandana Mohit addressed that repeatedly on her press releases. Surgical wait times will be targeted. I know that's one of your key asks. Surgical wait times will be targeted. Dedicated funds, 20 million for cardiac care, 100 million for dialysis, and 10 million for orthopedic and eye surgeries. Very important.
You know, as you're on the health there, you know, I didn't see no mention was made of the oncology center that was started at Mount Hope.
There is a fund. It's not in my summary, but it's my detailed notes. There is a an overall fund that mentions repair and refurbishment works. And I think that is a subhead under that will access money from that fund.
Remember, there's a new structure they're putting up, eh?
Yeah, but it's an existing building, right?
No,
it's in a brand new building?
No, right now you're at, from what if I recollect, I think it just has some elevator shafts, it has some steel projecting, and well, the steel may be rotten out by now. So I don't know if they're going to continue that construction, because they might have to make some changes. But the oncology center is needed with the amount of cases we have now with cancer and the problems people have to go through for treatment. So I think that is something that we have, the government has to fast track.
Yeah, definitely. So I'll double check where that may fall, but I'm sure, since healthcare is so high up on the agenda. All right, now we move on to education and job creation. The government will fully engage in wage negotiation to address the long overdue injustice to the public service. That's the 10%. All right, 279 schools have received accelerated repairs, and 20,000 book grants were distributed. 18,000 laptops are being delivered to Form 1 students, of course, and that's another critical issue, and that's another promise that the Prime Minister had made on her campaign trail, and it's being rolled out post haste. All right, then we have safety and justice. The Home Invasion, Self-Defense and Defense of Property Bill 2025 is being introduced as what we commonly call stand your ground legislation, to affirm the rights of citizens to defend their home, their family, their loved ones, and so on. A new commissioner of police was appointed, and an aggressive, coordinated offense against crime has resulted in murders and violent crimes being dropped by 40%, our last estimates show. Let's go on to economic diversification and the energy sector. A historic agreement has now been signed with ExxonMobil, and I think I just saw a bulletin. ExxonMobil has secured, I think, one of the wells. I just saw it. I might have lost it now, but I mean, it will come out in news maybe tomorrow.
All right. Before you put on that information, Richard, let's introduce Extra Care, our next sponsor. Extra Care, glow with confidence all the time with your Extra Care products. We have hand sanitizer, we have shower cream, repairing shampoo for all those ladies who have split ends. They can use their repairing shampoo. We have the rose almond oil. We have Total Energy 2-in-1 shampoo conditioner. We have soothing coconut. We have nourishing intense hydration cream. We have cocoa butter. We have wrinkle cream. Richard, I had to get that for you. Wrinkle cream.
Thanks.
That will help you. So, for all your Extra Care products, you can contact, that is Atlantic Trading. Guys, you want to put on let's put the number. The number for Atlantic Trading. I'm not seeing it yet. Okay, so for all your Extra Care products, you can check Atlantic Trading, and I'm sure it has all those pharmacies, supermarkets. So go there and get all your Extra Care products. Okay,
right.
Richard.
It's called the Vast Deepwater Block. ExxonMobil had secured that service.
That's on the East Coast?
Yes. All right, that was this evening. All right, let's move on. The government has obtained the OFAC license from the U.S., the Treasury Department of the United States, to pursue development of the Dragon gas field. Of course, that's public knowledge. It's common. It's raised quite recently. All right, natural gas production is projected to recover from 2.6 BCF to over 3.2 BCF by 2027. And of course, that is only considering new fields like Manatee and so on. All right, let's move on to agriculture and manufacturing, the manufacturing industry being so critical to our development as it is, and of course the agriculture and food production industry being so critical to our sustainability. The government will pursue CARICOM's 25 by 2025 initiative to reduce food imports by at least 25% by 2030. And of course, we could thank the Minister of Agriculture, Ravi Ratiram, for that spearheading that initiative. Land leases have been delivered to more than 200 farmers thus far. More to come, I'm sure. All right, let's go on to The only one else I wanted to mention on this subheading is digitization. The government is implementing India's Unified Payment Interface, UPI, a digital platform expected to be rolled out by 2026. It's spearheaded by the Ministry of Information and Artificial Intelligence, and it's meant to allow digital payment. Allow, not take over. That's another misnomer the PNM rumor mill is spewing. As we move on to infrastructure and utilities, one of your favorite areas. Water. The government cancelled WASA's transformation plan, preserving 3,700 jobs and redirecting 30 million in savings. Preserving 3,700 jobs and redirecting 30 million in savings. Water supply has already improved and will continue to improve using the new reform plan implemented by the new Minister of Public Utilities, Minister and Leader of Government Business, MP Barry Padarat, and of course spearheaded by the Chairman of the Board, Mr. Babua. Let's move on to infrastructure investments. Approximately 1.1 billion will be spent in modernizing roadways and improve safety. So roads will be fixed. Roads will be fixed, potholes will be sorted, and so on. 1.1 in the interim has been assigned to that. Flood mitigation, 238.6 million in flood mitigation. That's a critical thing for this area. That's a critical thing for South, Debe, Penal, Rock Road, M2 Ring Road, and so on. 238.6 million in flood mitigation. And one of these days, I want to go through the actual figure spent by the last administration, which did nothing to resolve flooding. I want to go through the contractors that received those monies, what they got those monies for. But let me just say, take it from me, in comparison to this. This is gold and platinum. This is gold, platinum, sitting on a diamond bed in comparison to what we got.
Jeez. Get that. Cool. No, but I understand what you're saying about the road, and, you know, we were waiting for the budget before, you know, we take the relevant ministers to task for neglect.
Correct.
But in the interim, there are some holes that will take one barrow of material, just one barrow. Like, for instance, I have been talking about these holes when you're coming out of Medford gas station to come on the highway. That is at SM Jalil warehouse here. You know, this thing getting bigger and bigger by the day. And you see with rain falling, vehicle tires just go inside that. I wonder if it's who is in charge of that. I don't know if it's the mayor or where that road fall under. If it's the mayor or Ministry of Works. Yeah. It is ridiculous. Right in Curep, just before T&Tech, on the Eastern Main Road. Here, if you see the hole in front of that tire shop, if you see the size of that hole, and a government office right there, you mean to say they cannot make representation, call somebody, because we still have Tunapuna Regional Corporation under the ambit of the PNM.
Yeah.
Right? Call them and ask them, oh, somebody, it's real bad if I tell you, it's real bad. And nobody paid attention to that. Just before the traffic light in Chamflair, the traffic light before Chamflair traffic light, there are some holes also. You have to drive slowly to go across it. And that is hamper the flow of traffic when the lights changing. When the traffic lights changing, you have to gingerly move because the potholes, if the road fixed, you get smoother flow of traffic, a lot of more cars passing through the lights. So these simple things, these things are so simple to do. And yet still, we having problems in it getting done. So whosoever here in and you heard the areas, Medford gas station by SM Jalil warehouse, Curep Junction just before T&Tech, and before the Chamflair traffic light on the Eastern Main Road. Ridiculous. Or let's see if you could do something about that, please.
Right.
Let's welcome this.
Right, go ahead.
Let's welcome Starfish, Satco products here. We have the Starfish Wi-Fi smart bulb. We have the Wi-Fi smart plug, a 2-pack. We have Starfish Wi-Fi smart bulb, We have Sadco Wi-Fi smart in-wall switch. We have all your lighting fixtures, smart LED 40-foot 15 bulb indoor and outdoor string lights. So for all your smart plugs, smart lighting and smart under cabinet products, you can check standards available. The Sadco range of products is available at all standard outlets. Just let me call the number there, please. The numbers there, just go up, right? Again, okay. For more information, you can contact 663-9732 for all your Sadco lighting products. Okay, Richard.
Right, thank you. So these are some of the more critical happenings, goings on in the budget. And I wanted to break it down as simple as possible. There are a lot of quotes in the budget that struck me as funny and intelligent. Of all, I had to limit myself to 2 to share with you on the show. And this budget is not merely an accounting of dollars and cents. It is a document of profound social justice and economic fairness. We are taking deliberate steps guided by a single principle. The principle is very important. Guys, could we have up the picture that I sent, please? Could we put up the picture that I sent? It is a single purpose, putting the people of Trinidad and Tobago first. There we go. All right? Putting the people of Trinidad and Tobago first. We know the road to recovery is long, but we have started to work. We are cleaning the fiscal house, securing our borders, and investing in our people, in health, in their education, and in their safety. You can come back to me now. And the Minister Tanku, ends the budget with this: I thank you. I thought that was highly intelligent.
You thought that was?
Yes.
You thought that was highly intelligent.
That was a good one.
I thank you.
I thank you. So,
right.
Let me just note the time.
Hey,
right.
But before you go on, you saw the Bombernex boat.
No, I missed that.
Yep, 2 Trinidadians was on the boat from Las Cuevas, from Blanche, I get Las Cuevas. That's what they news. Now the thing about this, everybody know what's going on there.
Right. What you're doing there.
So what you're doing there, you understand?
Yeah.
I mean, there are other ways if you want to go to Venezuela, legally that is, if you have a legal business.
Correct.
So if you're aware and you have so much intelligence where they can pick you up and actually bring your face right in front of a computer or a screen.
Yeah.
And they will probably see what you have on the boat. Oh God, for heaven's sake, all you keep, did I international? And the thing is, it happened in international waters. It wasn't in Trinidad waters. So it's not that you could say they bombed the boat in Trinidad waters. So once you're outside there, and if you're involved in anything nefarious, anything, I'm not saying that this boat, if it happened, I have no evidence. But if you're doing anything nefarious and you're outside international waters, you stand the consequences. That is how I see it.
Yeah.
You stand the consequences.
Agreed. And the Prime Minister said that. If you're there, she warned everybody. If you want to play fisherman, you want to pretend you're going there to do something and you get whole or something happened to you, don't come bawling and crying.
Right.
So
I agree with that.
That is I agree with that position as well. If, just like our mother, if the child want to misbehave and the neighbor hold you and cut your tail, you look for that.
Can't do that again. If you spank the neighbor child, the parents coming for you now. You're in serious problems. So you have to be very careful.
Right. So I hope I did a job of the summary. I hope it broke it down enough for us to have a discussion about it and for people to understand come Friday when we hear the debate. I know those guys said we had some ads to run. We had 8:50.
And you also know we had some changes again. President of Twitter.
Right, yes. I think...
A new guy, you know, Lumpkin gone.
Lumpkin,
yeah. But Lumpkin was wasting time there.
Yeah, I think he only got 1,000 and something
Yeah,
votes.
he was wasting time.
And he was toppled, 3,000 and change the other guy got.
He looks bad. The whole team, I think, got like real bad. So let me ask you a question, Richard. With this 10%, right?
Right.
And these other entities that settle for the 4% and the 5%, and you hear all of them about 10% now?
Well, nothing stops anybody from renegotiating, eh? And remember when they agreed to 4% or 5% of the case, maybe they agreed to that for a particular catchment, maybe 2017 to 2019 as the case may be. So they're still entitled to go and say, well, okay, I want 6% or 7% for 2019 to 2023 as the case may be. So, I mean, you public servant man yourself, you know how it is go. Right. Nothing stopping anybody from negotiating.
I used to wait, but everybody does like the little back pay, you know what I mean? The sacrifice.
Right.
Yeah. So public servants now have their back pay from 2014.
I thought I hear you say everybody like the little back pain, you know. That's what I pause.
Yeah, but we was getting back pain before before April.
Right, yes.
We were getting back pain, belly pain, anything you could think about, gas pain, everything.
You know, I was in court earlier, and the lawyer on the other side said, well, you know, the government changed, so this delay and that delay and so on. So I jump up, what I had to do with anything? The judge say, yeah, well, what I had to do with anything? When was even election? So I shout out, April 28th. The judge laughed. You well know that date, Mr. Jagasa. I said, only because it's the day after my birthday, my lord. Only because it's the day after my birthday. No other reason.
All right, good. Yeah, well, you predicted well.
Right, yeah.
Good. Hey, let's welcome Rita Products to this segment. Rita Products. Distributors Atlantic Trading. We have the basil seed, pomegranate. We have the sour sup. We have the cocktail, juice drink, the tamarind, sour sup again. We have the cafe cappuccino, the cafe latte, the Rita Cafe vanilla. So for all your Rita products, check out Atlantic Trading at 663-9732.
Yeah. So I know. So
before we go on our next break, guy, Richard, this our next court case,
right,
came up more recently.
Right, as I thought.
A decision.
Right. So in the matter of Marsha Walker, and I think it's the permanent secretary of the Office of the Prime Minister, or is it the? Well, that was one of the other items I wanted to address today, but the budget won out in the matter of Marsha Walker against the Office of the Prime Minister. Anaram Logan, senior counsel. Oh, God, he's a heavy hitter. Oh, yes, I was correct. The permanent secretary of the Office of the Prime Minister. Heavy hitter, boy. Everything that man touched turned to gold, you know.
I'm telling you.
Right? So, Justice Joan Charles decided on the 14th of October, and look at the defense, look at the defendants' attorneys, eh? Russell Martino, senior counsel, you know, and 1 lawyer, 2 lawyer, 3 lawyer, 4 lawyer, and then Russell 5. Oh, God, plenty, boy. Anyway, so essentially the claimant asks the Office of the Prime Minister to disclose legal fees and the names of attorneys paid in the
Paria incident.
Paria Commission of Inquiry. How much legal fees were paid, who held the briefs, and all of that for the state. The Office of the Prime Minister said they're not going to disclose that. Of course, the legislation being the Freedom of Information Act, as well as the case law that's developing on this point, is that there is no legal professional privilege applied to fees, attorneys' fees paid for state briefs, and attorneys' names. So Justice Joan Charles has reaffirmed that principle now, and it was decided that it will be disclosed. The decision is a declaration that the documents requested, mainly the fees and attorneys' names, will be disclosed. And for those of you who do not know, the similar matter of Jack Warner and the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Legal Affairs and the Attorney General, where I am the attorney at law, we also received a similar resolution where the state was mandated and directed to disclose names of attorneys and the legal fees paid to them. So I'm familiar with this point of law, and I wanted to address it more holistically and more in depth, but we did the budget tonight instead. Overall, my position is this. Sometimes the Prime Minister, the bald head one, sometimes he on the golf course, and playing golf while state losing case in court. And a lot of people want to know, well, how much we paying to lose them cases in court? The former administration said, we're not telling you that. We will pay wherever we want to whomever we want. Now, it's being disclosed, the names and the fees. And one of these days, you will see so much names, a handful of names, and so much fees. We will see where that will fall.
Whatever any dark have to company light, you could run, but you could hide. You could run, but you can't hide. And you could hide, but you can't run. Which one?
As an attorney at law, I always say, holding a state brief is no different than receiving a contract. And the same way we want to know and we're entitled to know who is the contractor paving that road and how much we're paying to pave that road. It's the same way you're entitled to know who is the lawyer doing that case and how much we're paying for it. That is all.
But this lawyer here, the lawyer that came up here, Mr. Russell Martineau.
Yeah, former Attorney General.
He's a favorite for briefs.
Well, you word it better than I could have. You word it plenty better than I could have.
Because anytime you watch a lawyer representing the state in something, you see Russell Martineau. But he losing all? I don't know.
Yes.
So he getting easy money?
Well, one of these days, maybe when the camera is not rolling, I'll comment.
All right. So
when we having lunch and stuff by Baraka, we have an open conversation.
When you come and eat a juicy lamb burger, well, at this weekend, while we're on that, this weekend, Grilliant is not opening. Grilliant will not be opening this weekend because of the parking. We're facilitating the all patrons that are visiting the Diwali Nagar. So Grilliant will be closed for this weekend. So, guys, you want to take a break and come back?
Yeah, let's.
At Extra Foods, we care for you. That's why we always have the widest varieties, the best prices, spacious aisles of total convenience, plus clean, safe surroundings. Let us care for you. Extra Foods, always extra for less.
Sheikh Leisure Limited, making life easier. Our renowned great tasting vermicelli comes pre-cut in regular and parched, packaged to make preparation simple. Attention all doubles vendors and roti makers, try our high quality pre-sifted bromate free all-purpose and whole wheat flour, low price and conveniently packaged. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Sheikh Leisure Limited, Warrenville, Conopia. Sheikh Leisure Limited, quality you can trust.
For the everyday lowest prices on all grocery items, trust Low Cost Supermarket for the widest variety of quality products at low prices. Freshly picked fruits and vegetables, healthy products for your well-being, high-quality meat cuts, and a warm and friendly service. Low-cost supermarket, Sun and Main Road, Cunupia.
Never too early, never too late to recharge and hydrate. Get your daily dose the right way. Grab an Oasis, now why wait? Never too early, never too late to recharge and hydrate. Get your daily dose the right way. Grab an Oasis, now why wait? The greatest, the safest, Oasis for sure. Oasis, it's purer than pure.
All right, welcome back, folks. So, guys, we just have a clip to show here with this one is the ex-Prime Minister. The next one was the XX.
Yeah. That's why when I was talking, I said the ball head one. Easy to understand.
That is with the Shane Mohammed clip. We could get that one. The one that we just had.
And callers, viewers, our lines will be open shortly. Stand by.
We could start putting up the numbers. Yeah, guys, we could put the clip.
Shane Mohammed Blast Rowley. That's the one you're calling for.
Right. Let me see if I could read this one with my glasses on. All right. So this person here is the former Prime Minister who has been trying his best to be relevant. He undermining the persons who are there right now in the opposition. So here what Dr. Shane Mohammed has said, right? Political analyst Dr. Shane Mohammed has blasted former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley for what he calls an embarrassing and undignified refusal to retire with grace, accusing him of undermining the country's democratic transition and disrespecting his successor within the People's National Movement. Now, listen to that carefully, yeah? The man is trying to, is disrespecting the persons who is representing the party right now in opposition.
Elected persons. I remember he wasn't elected, eh?
Right.
He get bowl out himself.
Yeah.
He run out.
He realized what was coming, so he decided he dart out early.
Right.
And he said, if I go in, I'm gonna put somebody who will get kicked out too.
Yeah.
So he put Stuart Little. And Stuart Little get kicked out just as fast as he come in. So Dr. Rowley, go and see about the goat and sheep now. And stay out of politics right now. You retire. You retire. Nobody wants to hear you. You're a national disgrace right now. So stay in your lane.
I like that one.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane.
Right? So give the people a chance. This weak opposition, I know you're trying to get them a little strength, but they're weak. They're weak. Yeah. They're weak.
It had 3 opposition leaders, you know. It had 3, you know.
The show is 3?
It would have more than 3.
Marvin. Faris. Stuart. Well, Penny.
Right.
Who is Fardin right now, not Penny. Fardin. And sometime it had Dolly.
You find so?
Yeah, Dolly does be kind of pushing up herself a little bit. When she was Minister of Education, she had nothing to say. But there's something I've been asking with regards to Camille Robinson Regis.
Right.
I know she had some health issues. No problem. Everybody, will get sick at some point in time. But I want to know what it costs in the government, or what it costs the government for whatever procedure or whatsoever she did. I want to know how much money it costs, because the last PNM person who got sick cost us over $3 million.
Right.
So I want to know what is the status of Mrs. Robinson, Miss Deposit. Let me find out what is the status, so I know how much money taxpayers are to pay, and people suffering here to get health care. But you could go in any part of the world and get your health care, and taxpayers paying for that. That is the problem I have. So, Ms. Regis, you're posting. I see you put up a post recently. Let us know. I wish you all the best, but let us know what it costs the taxpayers, please. You have any idea, Richard? I know you're a man in high circles,
You always saying that. I have friends, very, very normal people. Look, I trying to reach out to Uncle Balki this evening before the show. He even take my call. Living right by me there. I waiting for some curry mango from him.
Yeah, you just make good curry mango?
The best.
I'd eat curry mango than goat and duck and thing,
I'll bring some for you.
Halal mango, no hog mango.
That's some of them people that eat the curry mango, they fooling themselves eating bone, Yeah. We have our next one. Stuart Little sees cost of living rising in 2026. Right, that's the last one, and we'll open the lines formally.
Right. So what do you think about the statement by Mr. Young here?
Well, I'm surprised he could see anything.
Former Prime Minister Stuart Young says, while the government's decision to reduce the cost of super gasoline by $1 is a good measure, the budget did not provide money for any 10% wage increase, and the administration's firing of CPEP and URP workers seems to have racial overtones.
Undertones.
So, with the remark that he just used there, right? Is it safe to say that the people who are employed in CPEP and URP workers, are people belonging to
a particular
group?
That's what he is implying.
Right. By that statement, that's implying.
He is implying that the people who benefit from those organizations, CPEP and URP, are from a particular racial and ethical background.
You see,
I don't know where he got those statistics from.
Race baiting again.
Exactly. I don't know where he got those statistics from.
And that is something the PNM famous for.
Yeah.
Race baiting.
Yeah. Well, I'm surprised he could see anything, because he couldn't even see more than 22 hours as the Prime Minister of the country.
Oh God, give him a little respect.
I can't understand. He's the shortest serving.
And look, we have a next video here just to show for you all to see the kind of childish behavior. Watch it for yourself. A lot of you probably saw it already.
Of political persecution from members opposite when they point at
Mr. Speaker, sit down. It's your nonsense. Mr. Speaker.
Okay. Leader of government business. Okay. Enough.
Mr. Speaker, that hooliganism will not be accepted.
Look at that.
And it went on, And for those of you who do not know how it eventually ended, it ended with the Speaker of the House, caller, just give me 2 seconds. The Speaker of the House giving Kareem back his time.
Yeah.
And in the first minute, he made a comment and a gesture towards Labre, referring to him as collateral damage Labre, the name calling, the insinuations and so on, the improper motive and so on. So, and of course, that caused another objection, another uproar and so on. So, a sad sight. But let's say the caller.
Hello, good night, caller.
Good night, Trini and Uncle.
Yes, sir. Good night.
Now, I have an observation and a question, right? My observation is, I am seeing a little person called Mikila Pandey making some observations on the budget and nothing positive, in a kind of hide-and-seek PNM kind of way. I want we should address that in a little bit. Also, I want to see, after all these years, we keep saying, they're doing this, they're doing that. The last time, my boy, he must have fired people because they're asking for $3.2 billion. I want to see before the end of this calendar year, somebody started face the court. So ask Richard what you could do now. Thank you.
I think you might have to wait later than this end of this year. Richard, you have to have proper evidence to start with before you can put anybody before the courts. But who knows, they probably have some information already. So we'll just have to wait and see.
I say no more tonight.
Oh, all right, Mr. Jack.
Not tonight.
Not tonight. Not tonight, okay. Hello, good night, caller.
Hello.
Yeah, good night.
Yeah, good night.
Yeah,
Good team there. How are you all?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, when I was going to school, I had a book they called Student Companion,
Right.
which just disseminates from the school. And it had some nice little verses in it now.
Right.
You can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make it drink. You could take a man from the gutter, but you can't take the gutter out of him.
Right. They used to have Civic in the Students' Companion. That was a real book, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They used to learn real thing from that. Hello, good night, caller. Hello?
Good night.
Good night. Yeah, go ahead, caller.
Pleasant good night. I just want to make one point concerning the legal department in Port-au-Prince. Now, the NPO have to register in Port-au-Prince as a non-profit organization, which means the village council. And I would like the Ministry of Legal Affairs to have someone in South rather than we going in Port-au-Prince, because in order for us to get our NPO certificate, we have to travel maybe about 9 or 10 times, and we have to pay over $300 to rent a car to go down in legal department. So I'm asking the Minister of Legal Department, so if we could arrange to have someone in South or maybe once a month so that we could sort of this problem.
Sure, Mr. Richard will handle that for you, seeing that that is his field.
Just now, I actually, isn't there a Ministry of Legal Affairs office in South, in San Fernando? It's called a sub-registry, isn't it? I was actually trying to pull it up. The name of the street starts with an L, I think.
Lionel?
In San Fernando. But anyway, okay, we'll look into it.
You're right, we'll look into it. Because, for far too long, people have to leave South.
Yeah, 78 Independence Avenue, San Fernando. Caller, you can call 225-4377. 225-4377.
All right, then let's welcome Ronex to this segment here.
Sorry, 223-2452. 223-2452. Leotard Street, San Fernando, number 9 Leotard Street, San Fernando. Yeah, that's it. Registrar General's Department. Yep, that's where you register companies.
So you get all your documents, everything right there?
Yeah.
All right. So, caller, if you're still on the information, Mr. Richard just put the number on. You just call the number so you can call them. They do have a legal office in South, so there's no need for you to come to Port-au-Prince. So let's welcome Ronex to this segment for all your tools. All right. For all your tools, drills, hammers, saws, you have anything in the line of tools, you can check Ronex. Ronex is the brand, a German brand name. And you know, once it's made in German, once it's German associated, it's definitely good. We have been using this at the Baraka Hospital, and it has been working fantastic. It has been fantastic, and plus contractors who bought it said it is working properly. They took it all over to Guyana, where they did the job, and they said it is working fantastic. So we have a caller in the line. Hello, good night, caller. Hello.
Hello.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. Mr. Jackson has said that just before Mr. Inchan died, he said he will give us the fire report about the MP from Arima. And then Mr. Inchan come and died, and then they had other things. So I will just have to remind him. I wanted to remind him for you to give us it.
Next week.
Thank you, caller. Yes, I will. You and I have to discuss it. Yeah, the merits of it, and then we'll revert to the viewers.
Right. So, caller, we should have that for you most likely next week, Wednesday.
If we decide, yeah.
Right. Okay. Hello, good night, caller. Hello?
Hello, good night.
Good night.
Good night. Just mute your television, caller. Just mute your television.
Yes. With due respect, Mr. Jagesa, the office in Leotard Street, they don't assist NPO's registration. They said we have to go Port of Spain. That's the reason why I'm asking that if we could talk to the minister, Mr. Saddam Hussein.
So the office, the office there, is it a Registrar General's office?
Yes, but they don't register NPOs there. They could register companies, but not NPOs.
That's strange, because the registration of companies and NGOs generally done in the same department in Port of Spain.
And we have other village councils in the southern area of which I'm an executive member in St. Patrick East. And we have other village councils have to register, and we are asking kindly if arrangements could be made so that the rest of village councils could register in the southern area.
Yeah, caller, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call out his email address, and you can do a letter, or you can send an email to the minister himself.
What we did, we sent a letter to Ms. Bridgewater, who is Registrar General, and concerning the problems we had for the last 2 months. Right, and we did speak to the Minister's Secretary, I think Ms. Rambaran or something like that.
Yeah, well, you're ahead of the curve. Yeah, you're plenty ahead of the curve. All right, so what you can do, just take this email address as well, mpsaddamhussein@gmail.com. MP, as in Member of Parliament, Saddam, SADDAM, Hussein@gmail.com. Those letters that you already sent, you can send that here as well, in addition to the letter that I'm advising that you send. And give it about 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Failing that, you can send it over to IBN.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Sure.
All right. Hello, good night, caller. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, good night.
Good night.
Yes, go ahead.
Hello? You're live. Caller, you're live.
Yeah. Good night, Mr. Jagesa.
Good night, good night.
Good night, Mr. Jagesa. Good night. This is Granny calling. I think I saw a sign in Ramsaran Street concerning your name. Is it true?
My office is located on Ramsaran Street, and my sign does have my name. Very tiny, very small. Yes.
Okay, this is Granny speaking, right?
And you live right there. You live 2 minutes away.
I would like to get the number of your office there in Mid-Center Mall, the time and the day.
Okay. I don't want to appear as though I'm soliciting work on air. Justin, can you deal with this? Can you give her my information off air, please? Hold on, right? You'll get it.
Sure, yeah.
Thank you. I don't want to come across as...
advertising.
Yeah. But I'm very excited to meet Granny. I've spoken to my mother about her. I want to... What did we discuss with Granny? It was duck or goat? We did say
it's
Granny.
Some meat I know you was talking about. So
I say the other caller.
Hello, good night, caller.
Hi, good night, good night.
Hey, good night.
Now, this is for Ramco and NP, right? I want to know, why is it when you sit down and you're taking a little rest, gas tank always exploding, we had a net explosion, it alleged.
Yes.
Why is it this thing happening frequently now?
No,
What is it going wrong with NP and Ramco? What is it they're not doing or they're doing?
Caller, if you watch something, caller, you see when you buy those small tanks, always pay attention to the rubber. There's a seal. You see that rubber seal? If that is faulty and you put the gas head on it, it will leak. Plus, I sure there hardly anybody that's turn over the tank, put the tank on the side and watch the underneath. Because you know when you're using the gas, it is sweat.
Mm-hmm.
And if they do proper maintenance on the tank, you could probably get leak in there too.
Because I also had a relative 2 months ago. The gas tank blocked with him too, and I can't understand this. Now they have to do something about that.
Yes, I agree with you. I agree. These seals should be changed and the tanks should be inspected properly. Or they could put some safety guidelines on the tank so that when you buy a tank, you could read it. Or, some people, elderly persons might be able to detect it properly. They could get their grandchildren, somebody to test it for them, just to make sure that it have no leaks. But I understand your concern.
Yes, it's so sad, especially we using the gas every day. Housewives, we have to use the gas.
Of course.
And, oh God, it kind of frightening now, man.
From the time, caller, you use your gas cylinder and the slightest smell of gas you get, take off your stove and double check your tank, call the supplier that you bought it, whether it be NP or Ramco, call them and let them know and see if they could dispatch somebody to check it for you.
All right.
Okay. The next one, a tank blew up in Southern. Because I remember buying, I just use a small tank too. And I was smelling the gas, and when the guy with the truck was passing, I stopped him. And I asked him if he have any new seals. And I got one from him, and I changed it.
Just now when I get married, I got to learn all that. I got to know.
Yeah, but I do that quick.
Learn? How to learn?
Hello, good night, caller. Hello?
Yeah, hello, good night.
Good night, sir.
Yeah, Richard, good night.
Good night, caller. Good night.
Good night.
Yeah,
good night, Charlieville.
Yeah, Charlieville. Listen, I'm looking at this lineup we have for the opposition here. Let me tell you something, right? You see, as long as these people in opposition there, and they're staying right there and them going back up for election, them will always be in opposition partner. We don't have to worry about them. That batch of people that are there, they're going to remain right there from now until. Because you see that kind of behavior, the people in Trinidad and tolerating that again partner. We had 9.5 years.
I'm telling you, boy, you take it from more of 9 years of arrogance, disrespect. And this present government have to make sure they're treading carefully too. It's not that we're watching one side. Because...
Now we had enough for that part now. We had enough at that. We ain't going through that again. And Richard,
yeah, Charlie.
They could take them a road paved now, it's a harder road, but let them come now and see what they could do with the road from now.
Yeah, but is that
part of the administration too?
Is that the corporation or Ministry of Works?
No, that'll be Ministry of Works, right?
Well, you know when roads are paving, one does blame the next. And that's where the problem does be.
It's true. It's a tit for tat is going on.
Yeah, well, Richard,
fellas,
Richard,
well,
are the,
enjoy the night.
Richard are the heirs of the ministers and everyone,
you see how all
we
is?
shouldn't have a
It's
problem.
true we're saying it, Nazim. That's true. That's what I'm telling Richard. So you can make a phone call after the program for me now.
Just now, I check in to see when your
All
MP
right.
next office day
Okay,
is.
cool, man.
All right, fellas, I'll enjoy the night.
Yeah. Richard, there's the next one. The next road, the other fixer. Sadio.
16th of October. That coming up, and
16th of October is Thursday.
right.
Tomorrow.
16th of October, caller 2 to 5. Your MP's in office 725-9147.
All right. Hello, good night, caller. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, hello, good night, caller. Proceed.
Good night. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum
salam.
Container processing fees were increased from 525 to 1,050 in the recent budget. How do I know if there's an LCL container? I have a small amount, 1 or 2 packages in that container. How do I know that the charges being passed on to me by the agent is a proportionate amount of that container? Who is going to check and see whether that is done so?
I don't
All right?
Well,
I have
how
another
you knew all the
point.
time? How all the time when your agent, I'm assuming you mean your broker, when they were billing you all the time with the charges and surcharges, how you knew that was the correct charges and surcharges?
Well, no, exactly. I didn't know then, and even now I don't know. But I have another point I want to ask Richard. What these agents are doing, for example, let's use a case of storage rent. I have brought my merchandise into the country, into a Trinidad warehouse, and these agents, let's say, for example, if storage rent accrues, they are charging me in US dollars. When I go to the bank is saying to me, this is illegal, they cannot do that. When I go back to the agent, they say, okay, pay it in TT dollars, but pay me at $7.50.
That is robbery.
Exactly.
And you haven't
The
reported
bank-
that broker yet?
That is robbery. They can't charge it.
Right, that's the broker, this is the agent. The agent that's the broker.
Right. That is like the shipping agent.
Shipping agent, that's right. And the bank has said this is illegal because they can't give me $2,000 or $3,000 as the case may be. But why is the agent charging us for something that is in Trinidad, in a Trinidad warehouse, in US dollars?
Well, you see that I cannot understand how you could pay any other currency beside TT currency once you're doing business in Trinidad.
Exactly.
So once you have your evidence, you should take it up with the relevant authorities.
Yeah.
Because they have no right to be, they're supposed to give you the bank rate.
Yeah.
When you say the relevant authority, who do you mean?
Well, like for instance, they charging you $7.50, right? Which is illegal.
Maybe customs and excise.
Right, look, Mr. Jaggers says you could go to customs and excise and let them know, the shipping agent, you want to pay your money, but they're requesting that you pay $7.50 instead of the $6.79, which is supposed to be the amount you have to pay.
You see, what customs going to tell me, for example, if this is storage rent, it is directly associated with the agents themselves. It has nothing to do with customs.
Oh.
You understand my point?
Yeah. Yeah, but still, they're not supposed to charge you the $7.50.
I don't want to dwell on this too much, but caller, when you say agent,
the shipping agent.
I know you saying that. It is a shipping agent.
Yeah.
And that shipping, you are importing?
Yes.
So that shipping agent is based where? Trinidad or outside of Trinidad?
In Trinidad, local company. We have many shipping agents in Trinidad and Tobago, and this is just one of many of them, where your container comes through them, right? And they would take, for example, the container from the docks to their warehouse, and from the warehouse, if it's an LCL, or it's a full container, from there it is given to the consignee.
Richard, so who should he contact?
Your agent is not registered with customs?
Yeah.
Customs.
Well, he said you have to take it up with customs.
It has to be customs.
You heard that, caller?
Yeah. Okay.
Take it up with customs, and then if you do get any relief, they could call us back, and we'll see what we can do for you.
Yeah, you can reach out. Sure. Yeah, okay.
Okay?
All right. Thank you very much.
Man, cool. No, but I ridiculous a local.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. The question is, who do you get recourse and relief from? But I think it had to be customs.
Yeah, but when you check, when you go in a mall, right? Normal mall, you see some signs on people glass case. We buy US at $7.50.
Yeah, that's not in keeping with the legislation. That's all.
Yeah, and they bold doing that boldly.
Yeah.
And nothing is being done about
or
it.
what about a particular hotel in Port of Spain that charges your card in US if you want to rent a room? If you want to book online, they tell you swiping your card in US.
By the seafront?
It's 9:31.
All right, folks, it has come at a time where we have to say, that's it. So, Brilliant, as I was saying, Brilliant will not be open this weekend. We are doing parking. We are helping out the customers who have all these parking problems, where you can get safe, secure parking at Baraka Grounds at only $20. So, you can check us down there this weekend. Brilliant will be closed. And
the nearest competition is 25, eh?
Yeah, close. I think
25.
Even the Nagar charging, I think it's 25. So we
the cheapest in the vicinity.
We have come to bust nobody's head. A small amount for secure parking. So and what do you think about the weather these days, boy, Richard?
The weather. I find it's good weather to play cricket.
This weather going crazy, brother man.
I waiting to play cricket.
Hot in the morning, rain after lunch. Pouring rain. When we have rain in Shogunas, we are no rain in Arangways. When we are pouring rain in Arangways, we are no rain in Shogunas.
Yeah, boy.
And you know, Port of Spain, when the cloud go across there, it is flood.
Yeah, if a cup of water fall long, it is flood.
Right. So
and I call look who from?
Oh, that is Mr. Moody calling. Do you want to give your closing remarks? Let me hear what Mr. Moody want to say.
I sure he looking at 9:32 and he feel he sure done.
All right, Mr. Moody. As you're calling, you probably want to say what's going on Baraka Ground there. So let me call you.
Put on speaker.
You're on live, Moody?
Put on speaker.
Yes, no, we're going fine. Talk quickly here because
we're over time.
I thought you were coming on here, but I don't know program still going on.
So how things is on that side?
Good. The place full out. Well, people leaving now.
All right. Well, that is good, man. So everybody come out and help and all that, right?
Yeah. We had a real good turnout today with the helpers.
All right. Well, that is good. And what was on the menu?
Well, we had Dalpuri roasted with curry chicken, pumpkin, and Dashin Bush Bhaji.
Dashin Bush Bhaji, boy.
Right now we have corn soup and pepper roti and sweet rice.
All right, sorry, don't say no more. We coming.
Okay, Richard go be down there, but here what happen? All you down there for your health.
Yeah.
But what trouble is this, boy? All right, Mr. Jagasse say keep his. He say keep his sweet rice and anything vegetarian he's passing.
All right. Okay, good.
Right, they say they're not hearing you, so they want to know if you can repeat.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Moody.
All right.
Okay, cool, man. Yeah, Richard.
All right, everyone. Thank you for another episode of Breaking Barriers. Join us again next week Wednesday when we go live again and we tackle some issues. Watch Parliament Friday. You might get kicks, you might get some joy, you might learn something. We have an intelligent nation fully briefed on issues of national importance now. All right.
10:30? Or 10:30? I think it's 10:30.
I think it's 1:30.
1:30? You sure? I think the debate start early, you know. 10:30.
We'll tune in at 10:30 and see. No, but anyway, it will be public knowledge by Friday. It will be in the papers.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, folks. So good night and be safe outside there.